This is a rundown of all of the crazy headlines you've been seeing recently regarding Trump's relationship with Netanyahu. Both diplomatic sources debate if Trump will announce U.S. recognition of a Palestinian state. Yesterday, U.S. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth canceled scheduled visit to Israel. The day before that, Israel vows to defend ourselves alone after Trump strikes truce with Houthis. Other article this week, why Netanyahu might be on a collision course with Trump. Yesterday, Trump cut ties with Netanyahu over manipulation concerns. New York Times opinion piece, this Israeli government is not our ally. First off, this article stating that Trump is debating recognizing a Palestinian state has weak sources. Statement is coming from a Gulf diplomatic source who declined to be named or disclose his position. This lends no credibility to me, and since Trump's already in a strained relationship with Netanyahu, the Jerusalem Post could be capitalizing on the clickbait. At the same time, never say never, I'm just very skeptical about this. All of this really started when Trump fired Mike Waltz, and a report came out stating that Mike Waltz was coordinating too closely with Netanyahu about striking Iran against Trump's words. Senior advisor to Trump even stated, "You can't do that. You work for the president of your country, not a president of another country." If Mike Waltz was working behind the scenes with Netanyahu to push for military action against Iran while Trump is actively working on an Iran deal, obviously Trump is going to be concerned about manipulation. April 30th, the day before Trump fired Mike Waltz as national security advisor, Trump's son Donald Trump Jr. posted this on X. Deep state neocons are smearing Steve Witkoff, the guy who's working on the Iran deal, U.S. special envoy to the Middle East, because they're trying to undermine my father's foreign policy agenda. The establishment wants forever wars. Next day, Trump fires Mike Waltz for being a neocon and working with Netanyahu trying to push for war. Seems to me that Mike Waltz was one of the people he was talking about here. Knowing Donald Trump's erratic behavior and how his ego is, how do you think he's going to react when he notices that someone is manipulating him? He would do the exact opposite and strike a deal with the Houthis while leaving Israel in the dust because his ego won't allow for Netanyahu trying to manipulate him. While all of this is going on, a couple of days ago a journalist posted this on X. Just spoke with a general who's in the Mar-a-Lago crowd. He said that AIPAC is getting shut out of the Trump administration, confirmed that Waltz was trying to undermine Trump by working with Netanyahu, and said that he is hopeful that the US will decouple from the Mossad and MI6. Huge. Again, how much of this is accurate? He did say it afterwards. To be clear, yes, this actually happened. No, I can't name my source, and his hopes of severing ties with the M16 and Mossad are hopes. This is something we should all be working towards every day, not something we can trust the plan on, be actively engaged. When you think about all of this, it kind of makes sense as to why Pete Hegseth canceled his scheduled visit to Israel. However, Pete Hegseth's assistant did post this on X. Secretary Hegseth did not cancel his trip to Israel. He was asked to join President Trump's Middle East trip next week and is honored to do so. Very much looks forward to visiting our ally Israel soon. The tweet seems truthful, but also doesn't want to ignite more flame to the situation. Obviously, if Trump invited Pete Hegseth to go on his Middle East trip, then opportunity cost, he had to cancel his trip to Israel. I'm getting the vibe that Trump is more on guard. After firing Mike Waltz, he doesn't want Pete Hegseth going to Israel because he doesn't trust Netanyahu's manipulative tactics. That's the basic rundown of everything. How much of Trump's relationship with Netanyahu will influence his foreign policy decisions, we'll see. Make sure to shoot me a follow if you want to hear more analysis from me and stay up to date on world news, geopolitics, and more.